Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. For today's video, I am going to reveal to you guys my favorite player from every single NBA team's history, and we are going to put him into today's league and do a simulation. I get a lot of comments asking me about this type of thing right here, so yes, it should be very, very interesting. Now, before we get going on today's video, if you guys actually want to list out all 30 teams and let me know your favorite player from their team history, feel free to do so, or of course, you can just let me know, like, your favorite all-time player from your favorite team, or however you want to do it, man. I read the comments, so very curious about that. Also, if you're one of the 50% of people, it used to be 48, but we're back up to 50%, guys. If you're one of the 50% of people that watch my videos that are not subscribed, if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button, guys. Man, I want to get to 1 million subscribers, guys. That's like my big, huge, like, just life goal. I want to see 1 million subscribers. Hopefully someday. If you don't mind, hit that subscribe button, guys. And that like button, of course, really helps out the channel a lot, too. So, yes, as we go through this, a few rules. I'm not doing current day players just because I feel like I could do that for a different video, letting you guys know my favorite player from every single team. But also, it's going to be a lot of, like, players from the early 2000s, just because, like, that's when I first really started watching basketball. I was a 2004 Detroit Pistons hypebeast. I didn't really base off, like, positional need. It's just, like, who my favorite player was. We are also at the mercy of NBA 2K20 roster, so there might be a player that I really liked that I couldn't put on there just because they're not existent in the game. For example, Reggie Miller is my favorite all-time pacer, but he's not in the game, so I had to go with somebody else, guys. So, yes, let's go ahead and get going on this. The first thing we do have is the Philadelphia 76ers. You guys all know who this is going to be, man. It's going to be the man, the myth, the legend, Allen Iverson. I love Iverson. I remember watching him growing up, guys, and just one of the greatest players I ever watched play. I mean, just everything he did on the court, it was just flawless. And just his handles out there, just being like, I mean, he says 6 foot, he's close to probably to 5'11", right, guys? Just attacking the basket, and this man was just relentless. It was so much fun watching Allen Iverson throughout the years. And yes, I do wish sometimes that I could have watched him a little bit more early on in my life. Just because, like, you know, 2004, he was playing great basketball, but I was only 12 at the time, and I was just getting into basketball, so I didn't really respect him as much. Not that I didn't respect him, I just didn't really realize the greatness I was watching. So, yes, I love Allen Iverson. For the Milwaukee Bucks, Michael Redd. This guy, if you're a Bucks fan, you know. Michael Redd, oh my God, his freaking lefty form was so pretty. I really do believe it was not for injuries, Michael Redd could have been one of the greatest three-point shooters of all time. Like, straight up, just this guy's scoring ability. I mean, there was a lot of great shooters back then anyway, but just watching a guy that was such a specialist at it, like Michael Redd himself, was just so much fun to watch, guys. And yeah, he did have a lot of injury issues and stuff later in his career, which kind of sucked, but yeah, he was fantastic. For the Chicago Bulls, it's not Michael Jordan, believe it or not, guys. I used to love Luol Deng, just because, like, when I play basketball, if you have me as the #1 option on your team, you're going to do bad. You're not going to win games. I liked being a Luol Deng type of player. I like to go out there and just be like that perfect, you know, third option on the team that would just give you hustle out there, play defense. This man played, you know, there's only 48 minutes in a game. This man was playing 60 minutes in a game, guys. Don't ask me how he did it, but he was just always on the court, just Mr. Reliable. Of course, we all do kind of recognize him for that Lakers contract he got. But in his prime, guys, if you didn't get to witness Luol Deng, like, this guy was unbelievable. I absolutely loved watching him play. He was just like a perfect player. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, we got Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Now, of course, you know, I love LeBron James too, but we're not doing, you know, current NBA players. So, yeah, so we got Big Z out there. I just like to think, you know, if I was like a 7'3", 238-pound clunky-ass center, I would be Big Z. Just this guy just had like a pretty, you know, mid-range touch out there. Was very loyal to the Cleveland Cavaliers, you know, ultimately didn't end up going to the Miami Heat later in his career. But yeah, he was just always very consistent and just a really fun player to watch. For the Boston Celtics, I know he kind of says some hot takes at times, is kind of a dumbass, you know, now in his post-NBA career. But Paul Pierce, like, you know, I know a lot of you guys probably love, like, Larry Bird and players like that, but for me growing up, Paul Pierce was the Boston Celtics. Like, that's who I just, like, associated the team with just from watching him over so many years. You know, I started watching, you know, The Truth right here back when it was him and Antoine Jameson, you know, Ricky Davis, before the Celtics really got their big three and stuff. And, yeah, I mean, he was just a great, you know, scorer for that Boston Celtics squad. For the Los Angeles Clippers, this one was kind of tough because before, like, the Lob City Clippers, which was like, you know, Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, who are currently in the NBA, so I can't use them. It was a whole lot of nothing. Like, the Clippers were in a bad place. And I did kind of like Coutinho Mobley. Sean Livingston was cool. I ended up going with Chris Kaman because he is from Central Michigan. I had a lot of buddies that went to Central Michigan, you know, for college and stuff. And yeah, that's like where I went just to like party and stuff like that. I mean, I was like a crazy party or nothing like that, but that's like the college I went to and stuff growing up, man. Or I guess in college, I should not growing up. I was not partying, you know, when I was a damn 12-year-old or nothing like that. So yeah, he did have some weird ass looking hair. He kind of reminds me of a caveman, but you know, he was fine. For the Memphis Grizzlies, we have Shane Battier. You guys are gonna realize this about me. You know, these Shane Battier, Luol Deng type of players, just guys that just bring it every single night. No, they're not going to drop 30, 40, 50 points a game, but they're going to play the game of basketball very intelligently out there. I actually heard that Shane Battier is kind of a douchebag, like in real life, but this is basketball, so I don't care about that. I like Shane Battier a lot. For the Atlanta Hawks, Dominique Wilkins. This was more so because I didn't really know who to put here. Joe Johnson's not in the game, so I would have loved to use Joe Johnson. I did like Josh Smith before he went to the Detroit Pistons, so I could have put him, but he was also not in the game. So ultimately, I went with Dominique Wilkins, the human highlight reel right here. Never watched him live, obviously, because he was like in the 80s and stuff, but just, I don't know, man. Dominique's just a cool player, and I had to put somebody. For the Miami Heat, Dwayne Wade. Yes, one of the greatest shooting guards to ever play the game of basketball. I have him as third all-time behind Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. You know, just this another guy. It was really actually sad when he retired. It's just because, like I said, man, I started watching basketball in the 2003-2004 season. Like, I literally saw this man get drafted and then retire. I saw his whole career unfold. Always played through some bad injuries and stuff, but Dwayne Wade in his absolute prime, guys, there was just nothing like him out there. I mean, that window of his prime was not like the largest compared to a lot of superstars in the NBA, just due to injuries and stuff like that, but damn, he was, yes. For the Charlotte Hornets, I've crashed. Gerald Wallace, this was actually from like the Charlotte Bobcat days. Another team that just was like horrible for a very, very long time. But Gerald Wallace was just always, you know, good at taking to the basket and stuff. Not really, I don't know why he has an A- 3-point shooter. I don't remember being a great 3-point shooter. Like, I think he was decent at best. But yeah, 2K is kind of weird like that. For the Utah Jazz, okay, so we have Andre Kirilenko listed right here. Another guy that was just like a good 3-point, well, he was a decent 3-point shooter, good attacking the basket, but his defense was absolutely deadly, man. His defense was great. I was going to go with Darren Williams just because I really liked D. Will back when he was actually a good basketball player until he left the team and had like injury issues. I think he had like wrist injuries on like the Nets and stuff like that. So yeah, I like D. Will a lot, but he's not in the game. I also like Mehmet Okur. He was one of my favorite players, but no, Kirilenko, I just remember watching him and really respecting his game a lot growing up. For the Sacramento Kings, we got C-Web, Chris Webber. So this, you know, might have a little bit to do with my fandom of the Michigan Wolverines and everything like that, although we don't really talk about that. Chris Webber, you know, yeah. But no, Chris Webber, one of the best passing big guys I ever got to witness play basketball. It was kind of cool when he went to the Pistons for like a season. We're like number 84. I don't know if you guys remember that or not. But yeah, this guy just crazy ass athleticism and, you know, everything like that. For the New York Knicks, I had no idea. I went with Amari Stoudemire because I like Amari. I went with somebody else for the Phoenix Suns. But even like Amari Stoudemire on the Knicks was not like fantastic. I guess Jeremy Lin was kind of cool, but that was for like 2 weeks. Melo's currently in the NBA, so you can't really use him. And, you know, like Jamal Crawford was kind of cool. Quentin Richardson. I mean, there was some fun players to watch. But the Knicks have been bad since I started watching basketball, so they didn't really have like a lot of like current legends that I really affiliated with. For the Los Angeles Lakers, gotta be Kobe Bryant, guys. Now, you know, I love Kobe. I mean, you know, obviously the tragedy that happened to him and stuff like that, I think just makes you just love him even more out there and just kind of like remembering those great memories from basketball and stuff like that and what he did on the court. It was always a battle whenever he played the Pistons. I think the Pistons actually did hold Kobe to his lowest point per games, you know, as far as all 30 teams, oh, I guess all 29 team goals, technically. So, yeah, Kobe was my choice there. Also, like Shaq a lot, too. Shaq was just so much fun to watch. Just, like, I just love how funny Shaq is and his personality. So, really could go either way with either one of those guys. But ultimately, you know, I did go with Kobe Bryant. For the Orlando Magic, Rashard Lewis. So, I really loved Orlando Magic Dwight Howard, but he's currently in the NBA. Hedo Turkoglu was a lot of fun to watch, too, but Rashard Lewis, just, like, something about that form. Like, if I was, like, 6'10 and, like, good at basketball, I wouldn't want to be Rashard Lewis, guys. Just, like, yeah, like that. I don't know, man. It also reminds me of Chris Smoove, because he always used Rashard Lewis's jump shot in 2K. Dallas Mavericks, Dirk Nowitzki, one of my favorite players of all time. Enough said. Like, I also like Michael Finley a lot. Michael Finley was cool. I liked Jason Terry, the Jet. He was a lot of fun to watch. I actually was a pretty big Dallas Mavericks fan, you know, growing up. And I like Luka Doncic a lot now, too, so it's another fun team to watch. Definitely, like, one of my top 3 favorite teams of all time, I would probably say, is the Dallas Mavericks. For the Brooklyn Nets, I went with Jason Kidd. This man's court vision, guys. Just, like, the thing about Jason Kidd, like, the way he passed the basketball. Like, you watch guys like Trae Young pass the basketball now. And, you know, Trae's a great playmaker. He's very flashy with it. But Jason Kidd did it in a way that was flashy, but also the precision on it. Just like every pass had like kind of like an intelligence to it. Like, I don't know, man. Like, he just kind of like put his brain into the basketball. I don't know if that's kind of weird to say, but yeah, Jason Kidd was a lot of fun to watch. For the Denver Nuggets, I went with Antonio McDyess. Once again, the Nuggets, I didn't really have a lot to like players that I could like think of from their history. Like, Melo was cool in the NBA. Already used Allen Iverson, Chauncey Billups, you will see on the Detroit Pistons, spoiler alert. But yeah, Antonio McDyess, I mean, I didn't really watch him on the Denver Nuggets. I watched him on the Pistons, so that's who I saw. I was like, okay, let's go with him. But yeah, definitely an all-star caliber player before his, I think it was knee injuries. He had a lot of bad knee injuries. For the Indiana Pacers, I went Danny Granger. Wanted to go with Reggie Miller, not in the game, but Danny Granger was just another guy where I remember watching him for like the select few seasons that he was in his prime and stuff like that. And he was just a really good scorer. You know, I call him Danny Granger Ranger just because he had like the range. I don't know if I made that up, probably not. So yeah, Danny Granger. For the New Orleans Pelicans, I went with B. Diddy Baron Davis. This guy, I think I've talked about this move before. I cannot find the highlight anywhere, guys. But he has a move that he did before where he was posting up Jason Kidd, and he did this move where he like faked it like he was gonna go around the back, but he went like between his legs and then did like a fadeaway. It was literally the most sexiest move I've ever seen, and I've been looking for that highlight for ages, years on YouTube, and I just can't find it. If you find that highlight, guys, it's on Jason Kidd. I'm like 100% sure. Oh my god, I loved it. I just can't find it, man. But yeah, B. Diddy, loved him growing up. For the Pistons, Mr. Big Shot Billups, guys. I hope I get to meet Chauncey someday. I got to meet Ben Wallace. Really, that whole 2004 Pistons team, I put all of them on here. Just like so many great memories, but Chauncey was the helm of it. Mr. Big Shot, guys. Just, respect him, guys. I respect him so much. For the Toronto Raptors, we do have Chris Bosh. So, a lot of you guys might not remember CBZ right here before I went to the Miami Heat, where, of course, on the Heat, he did sacrifice a lot. But, like, Chris Bosh, early on in his career, okay, so we don't got player stats here. This man was amazing, guys. He was so damn dominant. I loved watching him play just because, like, he played, like, a lot of, like, back to the basket type of basketball. He was in the post a lot. He just could not be stopped. He could not be stopped. For the Houston Rockets, Tracy McGrady. It was a tie between T-Mac and Yao Ming. Could go either way with one of those guys. But Tracy McGrady, I actually used him a lot in like 2K growing up. I think I scored 100 points with him in the game before, you know, online. So that was really cool. But yeah, T-Mac's great. For the Spurs, Tim Duncan. The fundamental, just the epitome of winning basketball games. So, yep. Phoenix Suns, Sean Marion. It's not Steve Nash. Marty Stoudemire I used for the Knicks. Sean Marion, guys, was my favorite player for like 3 or 4 years. The Matrix. Man, I love Sean Marion. War number 31. But also, my favorite thing about him is that he had an ugly-ass jump shot, and he did not care, man. He still went out there, shot that 3-ball. And for me growing up, that was actually a lot of motivation because my jump shot was really ugly, but it still went in. So I just, like, thought about Sean Marion and just how, like, the ways he changed the game of basketball, like, on the court when he was playing. I loved those early on Phoenix Suns teams. Like that 7-second offense, the D'Antoni and stuff. Those are my teams back in the day, man. For the OKC Thunder, we got Ray Allen. So this is more so going back to the Seattle Supersonic days. I was pretty young, so I didn't really watch like a lot of Ray Allen back then. I mean, he was on the Boston Celtics by the time I really got into basketball. But yeah, he was really cool to watch. For the Timberwolves, we got the big ticket Kevin Garnett. I was just so in awe every single time I watched this man on TV. Of course, the Timberwolves did not really get like a lot of spotlight games and stuff like that. But Kevin Garnett, it just seemed like he was never doing anything wrong. Like, he was just always dominant, dropping 30 points on your team, shooting from the elbow and stuff like that. For the Portland Trailblazers, Brandon Roy. Not enough people talk about Brandon Roy and the tragedy that was his career. This guy had so many great things going for him, and then he had those bitch-ass injuries, man. Like I actually put it right up there with Derrick Rose. Like, we talk about Derrick Rose and all his ACL injuries and stuff like that. Brandon Roy was the same type of player. He literally could have been an MVP caliber player, guys, and we just never really got to see it because of the horrible injuries. But, oh my god, he's got some of the greatest, like, game winners and stuff like that. Amazing. For the Golden State Warriors, didn't really have a lot because, like, Baron Davis I liked a lot on that team and stuff, but I already used him. So, I went with Jay Rich. Yeah, okay. For the Washington Wizards, we got Hibachi, Gilbert Arenas, Steph Curry before Steph Curry was playing basketball. Gilbert Arenas was just another type of scorer. Had a bad end to his career, but, man, those few seasons on the Washington Wizards where he was great. It was a lot of fun, guys. So, yes, that is the team. Those are all the players right there. I'm going to do a simulation because I like to do those in my videos. If you want to end the video right here, that's fine too. If you just wanted, like, you know, the TLDR of, I guess it wouldn't be TLDR, but if you just want to see who my favorite players are, that's it. But yeah, I'm going to do a simulation out here, guys. As far as the team I am going to follow, Let's do a random team. It is going to be, I'm not looking. It's going to be the Dallas Mavericks. Good choice with Dirk, Luka, and Porzingis. This team definitely can win it. If I had to put my money on it, though, it's going to be Kobe, LeBron, and Anthony Davis. But yeah, guys, going to go ahead and simulate this NBA season, and we're going to see what happens. Okay, so we have a final record of 52-29 for the Dallas Mavericks. One more game against Ray Allen and the OKC Thunder. Simulated through date. There's so many players that I wish we could have watched play like in their prime today. Like, can you imagine Ray Allen playing today, guys? Like the way the three-point, or even Dirk Nowitzki, like the way the three-point shot is utilized. We still got LeBron win MVP. Yeah, he's been beating up on everybody the past few, decades of the NBA. John Morant, Rookie of the Year. Tracy McGrady, six man. Bro, I know I put you as six man. I put you as small forward. I mean, the fact that he was six man still dropped 25 and 6 is actually pretty damn unbelievable, guys. That's really good. So we got Kirilenko at, that's what I'm talking about, man. Defensive Player of the Year. I told you guys, like AK-47, the man was a problem. Luka MVP, Frank Vogel Coach of the Year at 59 and 23. So we got All NBA first with no of the legends making that. All NBA second, we got J Kidd, B Diddy, Kevin Garnett, okay, Vucevic, really? All the great damn players we got in the NBA. Vucevic making the All-NBA second. We got D-Wade, Dominique making the All-NBA third, okay. And then defensively, we got 3 of the players making it there and a few on the All-Defensive second team. Okay, guys, so looking at the standings, we got Lakers, Denver, Clippers, Sacramento, Golden State, Utah, Dallas, OKC. And then we got Boston, Miami, Atlanta, Toronto, Milwaukee, Philly, Brooklyn. Damn, Brooklyn. I guess they got Kevin Durant and Kyrie with Jason Kidd. Yeah, good luck with trying to beat that team in the Washington Wizards. My Detroit Pistons, Chauncey did not make it. I love Mr. Big Shot, but yeah, he's not saving that current Pistons team. Just not doing it. So I'm going to scroll through all of the stats real quick here, guys, if you do want to stop and see how your favorite... Yo, what about Danny Granger? Bro, 8 points? Come on, 2K. Danny Granger was dropping damn 20 out there. Wow, Chauncey only at 14? Okay, why not, man? Why not? Chris Bosh at 23. I told myself I wasn't going to pause it, but I get kind of curious. So, got to make sure all these guys, are playing up to their standards. Ray Allen 26. Yep, that sounds about right, man. That sounds about right. KG at 15, 14, okay. Yo, KG and Carl Anthony Towns would be unbelievable to watch. Oh, my God. Why am I looking at Melo and Nurkic, but I don't see and Hassan Whiteside, but I don't see Brandon Roy's name? 13 points? Yeah, 8 assists, though. I mean, yeah, Jay Rich freaking shooting that basketball. Gilbert at 26. Love to see it. Only 23 for Iverson. Yo, Ben Simmons, just give that ball to him, man. Step aside. Step aside. Lou Alding at 15. Okay, we got Big Z. Paul Pierce leading at 21. Makes sense. We got Chris Kaman dropping 11 and 10. That sounds about right, actually. Grizzlies. Yeah, Shane Battier wasn't like a big-time volume scorer like that. Hawks with Dominic dropping 29. Yup. D-Wade at 24 playing with Jimmy Butler again, of course. Crash at 15. Utah Jazz, we got Kirilenko, okay. Kings, C. Webb leading the scoring with 20 and 10, okay. Knicks with Amari. Outscoring damn Julius Randle. What's up with that? Kobe at 24 and 7 assists. Love the passing from Kobe, guys. Rashard at 15 and back to the Dallas Mavericks. Okay, let's go ahead and simulate this. My prediction, who's going to win it all? Got to go with Kobe, LeBron, Anthony Davis, guys. I don't see anybody being that team, although I do hope the Boston Celtics make it. Wizards are gone. Bucks are gone. Raptors gone. Celtics gone in the first round of Dwayne Wade and the Miami Heat. Okay, I was not expecting that. Mavericks gone, too. Look at all these upsets we got here, guys. We got the 7th seed moving on, the 6th seed, and the 8th seed. Yes, 3 upsets. Big-time upsets, too. Like, 8th seed rarely beats number 1, man. Happens way too much in 2K. And Clippers are eliminated, so we got Lakers, OKC in the Western Conference, Atlanta Hawks with Dominique, and the Brooklyn Nets. Simulate round here. And the finals is going to go to the Lakers and Trae Young with Dominique Wilkins. I was not expecting the Hawks to make it this far, not going to lie, man. But let's simulate the round, see what happens. And the winner is going to be the Los Angeles Lakers, your finals MVP, going to LeBron James. Really hoping it was going to be Kobe, but it's all good, man. Hope you guys did all enjoy this video. Just a little bit more insight about my personal, love for the game of basketball and all these great players are out here. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to drop that like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace out, my friends.